The 2015 RTTC 100 Miles National Championship was held in South Wales, with the start and finish either side of the village of Raglan in Monmouthshire. The race HQ was at the Raglan Football Club, and the course started on the old A40, then taking in almost 4 laps of the current A40. It's an early start of the race, and the first few riders taking part in the tricycle event started to leave at 7 a.m. The first cyclist to leave is Paul Griffiths. He left at 7:10, riding for Cardiff Ajax Cycling Club. Paul completed his race in 5 hours, 25 minutes and 17 seconds. Stuart Hall is next to leave. Stuart rides for Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue. He finished in 4:9:18. On the start line now is Gareth Hall riding for Abercynon Road Club. His time was 4:44:39. This is number 14, John Howes of Corinium Cycling Club, who at 73 is one of the oldest riders in the race. John put in a time of 5:12:49. Next to leave is Joseph Beach of On It Cycles, and he's the first rider to put in a time under 4 hours, coming home in a time of 3:51:05. With both numbers 16 and 17 being non-starters, the next to leave is Richard Turpin of VC Walcott. His time, 4:26:40. Andrew Harries is the next to leave the start line. He rides for Ognall Valley Wheelers, and his time was 4:43:12. And as Dean Edwards of Born to Bike Bridgetown Cycles starts his ride to a time of 3:58:45, we head out onto the course. back at the start now to see the last of the riders leave, and this is number 123, Paul Coleman of Pembroke Velo. His time was 4:06.22. Adrian Blacker is the next to start. Adrian is riding for Norwood Paragon.
Go! Thanks, guys.
And completed the course in 4:27.39. This is Daniel Bloy of Team VeloVelocity.co.uk. Daniel was the 8th fastest on the day and his time was 3:41.25. Chris Womack of VC Baraki is the next to leave and he put in a time of 4:41.04. Kevin Tye is next on the start line. Kevin rides for Velo Refined Aerosmiths and he put in a time of 3:53.51.
Stop talking to me! Come on.
Number 128 is Dave Pickering of Bournemouth Jubilee Wheelers, about to start his ride to a time of 3:55.20.
Go!
This is Philip Tucker and he rides for Binia Cycling Club. Philip put in a time of 4:3.17. Tayvan Pettinger of Sri Chinmoy Cycling Team and a former hill climb champion was expected to do well in this event and he managed a very respectable time of 3:39.50, placing him 7th overall. Jeff Frost of Team VeloVelocity.co.uk is next to start. Jeff's time 4:17.12. Next on the start line is Daniel Coleman of Pembrokeshire Velo. Daniel completed in a time of 3:51.04. This is number 136, Tom Cox, riding for Northover Vets team, Rudy Project. And Tom finished in a time of 4:15.50. Jonathan Ellis of Royal Sutton Cycling Club is the next to leave, and he completed the course in a time of 4:47.49. Another rider from Northover Vets team is about to start. This is Paul Gamlin on his way to the bronze medal with a time of 3:38.41. Next to leave is Matthew Moore of Walsall Road Cycling Club. Matthew put in a time of 4:14.36. James Perkins of Team Zenith GC Cycling is the next to start his race. James finished in 3:39.41, which placed him 6th overall on the day. Guy Evans is the next to start and he rides for Hereford District Wheelers. Guy finished in a time of 4:30.02. On the start line now is seasoned campaigner Joel Wayman of Team Swift. He completed the course in a time of 3:46.08. This is Billy Oliver riding for No Pins. Billy managed to finish in 9th place with a time of 3:41.39. Next to start is Richard Newey of Thames Turbo Triathlon Club on his way to a time of 4:13.29. This is the reigning best British all-rounder Adam Topham of High Wycombe Cycling Club. His time on the day was 3:33.05, just 15 seconds behind the champion, earning him the silver medal. Next on the start line is Jim Scott, riding for the Royal Navy and Royal Marines CA. His time was 4:20.19. Callum Finlayson is next, coming down all the way from Scotland. Callum rides for Moray Firth Cycling Club and finished in a time of 3:48.39. The next rider to lead the start line is Derek Smethan of Dursley Road Club. Derek put in a time of 3:51.23. With 2 riders left to leave, this is Martin Winter riding for Twickenham Cycling Club, starting his ride to a 4:15.10. And the last to leave is last year's champion, Charles Taylor of South Pennine Road Club. Charles once again had the fastest ride of the day, finishing in 3:32.50 to take the gold medal. Let's head out onto the course to get a flavour of the rest of the race.
Go on, Stuart, Andy. What a mark.
The sky started to look quite heavy. And then the heavens opened, but cyclists are hardy people, and with a little rearranging, the race continues. Philip Tucker crosses the line, we return to the race HQ for the results.
And ladies and gentlemen, the champion today, she was recently crowned British time trial champion in Lincolnshire the other Thursday evening with a time of 3:55.06 for a debut 100 riding for Team Velo Sport, Hayley Simmons.
Well, I mean, it was my first 100, so I didn't entirely know how I would fare at the distance, and I wasn't quite sure how I would feel after spending that long on my time trial bike. But I went out on Tuesday and did 4 hours on the bike to check that I could ride in the position for that long, and I kind of knew how I wanted to pace it and definitely not go out too hard. So I went out kind of slightly under power, and then made a big effort on the dual carriageway to push the power up a little bit, and then sat pretty consistently. So yeah, I held a pretty constant power, and I think I paced it quite well.
The champion successfully defended his title from last year with a time of 3:32.50 from the South Pennine Road Club, Charles Taylor.
Yeah, it was quite a nice course, not as hilly as I was expecting, to be honest. The hills were very rolling rather than actual climbs. But yeah, it was a really good event. Just the only problem was the last 20 miles we absolutely threw it down with hail, freezing cold. But apart from that, yeah, great course.
But a cracking time.
Yes, not bad, yeah.
Is that a best for you?
It's very close to personal best, it's about 20 seconds off.
So until next time, goodbye.